I spent the last 30 minutes trying to think of what to make this video about, and I realized that I haven't quite addressed one main issue in the online coaching space. It is the content exhaustion that takes place that no one talks about. If you're a coach, consultant, just a content creator that's trying to sell something, and every day you wake up feeling overwhelmed, not knowing what to post, if it's going to convert, if your team is going to be happy with it, if you're getting enough leads, if you're getting enough customers, if this is you, watch this video, because I'm going to explain to you in very simple terms as to why there are two reasons behind your content exhaustion, okay? Before I get into that, I want you to make sure you're taking out a notepad and taking notes. I'm not saying that because I'm your guru. I'm saying this because it'll help you. And I mean it when I say this, because I've explained this to a fair few people in my client base, and as soon as they understood this concept and this thought process and these two big reasons that I'm about to go into, it changed the game for them. They started posting more, they started posting better content, they started getting more leads, more customers. The entire team behind the scenes was way happier because they actually finally had leads to deal with. So watch this video, take notes, okay? So there are going to be two main reasons why you feel this way, okay? Two main reasons why you feel exhausted. Now, the first reason is going to be talking about the 50-50 rule. Now, you've probably not heard of this before, even though you might think you have. So it's the 50% here that is never going to buy anything from you, okay? I'm going to say this now. They're never going to buy from you. So 50% of your audience on any given platform, you just have to assume, this is based off of these statistics that I have studied and experienced myself along with all of my clients. 50% will never buy from you. They will never buy a $1 product, they will never buy a $0 product, they will never buy a 10K product from you. They will just never ever buy, okay? And I'm not saying this trying to scare you away. I'm trying to show you this to then explain the remaining 50%, because if you can't control 50% of your audience, at least control the other 50%. And this is where it gets really interesting, guys. This is where it gets really, really interesting. So there are going to be two parts in this section. There is going to be, this is probably not proportionate, but there is going to be this 7.5%, and this is going to be the 42.5%. Okay? Now, this is where you have to really take notes, guys. 7.5% of your audience will buy something from you at any given price point, right? By the way, every time I mention something about your audience purchasing something from you, it can range from any dollar amount, okay? So 7.5% of your audience will purchase something from you 0 to 3 months from now, okay? This means if I put a story out today, if I put a reel out today, I will probably get 7.5% of those viewers to purchase in 0 to 3 months from now, depending on obviously the content of the reel, of the story, right? But that is assuming that you are posting consistently and with really good content, okay? So before I get into this actual pie, by the way, I sincerely apologize for the structure of this video, probably not the best, but let's get into these two reasons, okay, before we proceed any further with this pie chart. So the first reason why your content is probably trash, not attracting enough leads, not getting enough customers, and you're feeling constantly exhausted, and your team's not happy with you, is because you're not posting enough, okay? Is what you're posting enough? Volume. Is it? Secondly, the quality of your content. I guess a better way of saying this is quantity and quality. You need both of these in order to succeed with content creation as an online coach, to then convert this 50% of your audience. Okay? Without these two things, forget about this. Forget about this. You're going to make this entire chart probably a 2% and a 98%, where 98% is never going to buy anything from you, even if it was free. Okay? And that actually happened to one of our clients because he fell off in both of these things. For the past 3 months, I made a whole video about this. We didn't sell anything. Nothing. Because he completely stopped posting, and let alone quality posts. Okay? So, coming back to this pie chart. So 7.5%, as I said, will purchase from you 0 to 3 months from now, considering you're posting enough content and the right type of content. And just to add on to this as well, I made a whole video about the specific quality of content you should be posting following the VVLP content system that I created. So I'm going to link that in the description. So every time I say there's a link in the description, I'm just going to write it here, link in D. Okay? It's going to be a link in description of this, as well as the other video I just mentioned about how one of my clients made 0 in the past 90 days. There's a whole video about that as well, and you should definitely watch these two after this video. So 42.5% of your audience will buy something from you in about 6 months from now. Okay, so 3 to 6 months from now. This is the actual realistic diagram, pie chart of what your content will do for you. This is the exact, I'm just gonna make that look pretty. This is the exact system and thought process you need to have every time you post content. So this is actually the more practical part where you're gonna be implementing more things, okay? Let's say you post 1 reel a day, okay? 1 reel a day for the next 3 months. That'll probably get you to follow these statistics pretty well. So if you post 1 reel every day for the next 30 days, you might actually get pretty close to this number and convert 7.5% of your audience. If you do that for 6 months, you might actually convert 42.5%, once again, under any price point. And 50%, just forget about them, right? You'll probably get pretty close to these because these are actually important, right? This half is what's going to make you money. But posting once a day versus posting 3 times a day, what do you think the difference is? If you post once a day, you're going to get 30 pieces of content. I'm just going to assume that once a day means 1 reel a day. You're going to get 30 pieces of reels out there, meaning that you'll get pretty close to these numbers as I just said. Well, in short, the more content you post, the more frequent, following the same quality of content, the more likely you are to reach these numbers and maybe even surpass these numbers. Because if I'm posting 1 reel a day, compared to someone posting 3 times a day for a given period of, let's say, 60 days, who do you think is more likely to get close to this or even cross this? So to do greater than or equal to 7.5% conversion. Who do you think is more likely? Person A or person B? Obviously, person B. Why? Well, now you actually understand why people that post more content, once again, following quality and quantity, will convert more. There is a reason why people say you need to post content. There is a reason why I made this whole video about the VVLP system. Because there are 2 reasons why online coaches feel exhausted when it comes to content. There are 2 reasons, and this is it. Quality and quantity. And this is the entire explanation, the illustration for you to comprehend why people keep saying this. Online coaches, you're not making money because you're not posting enough. Online coaches, you're making the complete wrong type of content. You've heard it so many times, guys. So many times. And this is the final explanation for you. The whole concept of posting content on a regular basis at a fixed or exponentially increasing or linearly increasing frequency is to nurture your audience time and time and time and again. Because do you really expect someone to watch 1 video of yours and convert into a customer? Or do you expect that same viewer to watch your content 10 times in the past, let's say, week, for them to then finally make the conclusion of, okay, I like what this creator says, I like what I'm learning from this guy, let me find out more about what he does. And they're probably going to lead to your profile, doom scroll on your profile for a bit, get even more impressed by the value that you're providing and the overall content that you're making, and eventually they're going to start paying attention to your stories. And the algorithm will actually show them more of your videos if they watch more of your videos. It's as simple as that, guys. And so what they're going to do, link in bio, click the story CTAs, DM you, and your DM setters and your entire sales team can then take over the process. If it's a high ticket offer, and if it's a low ticket offer, like a little 97 product or a $200 product, they will then eventually become a customer, but they are way more likely to buy anything from you, even if it was for $0, if you post more. Okay? People will buy from you the more they interact with your content. And if you're posting the wrong type of content, meaning you're not following the VVLP system, that just means that you're going to be attracting people that keep watching your content, but for the wrong reasons. For example, if you're going to be posting the most brain rot type of content, which is just supposed to go viral, and they keep engaging with you and you get a lot of engagement and you get a lot of followers and you're like, holy shit, I'm making a lot of money now because, well, I could be making a lot of money now because I have so many followers. You're wrong. You're wrong. If you're going to have 100,000 followers grow organically in the past 7 days with brain rot content compared to 10K followers in the next 6 months with the right VVLP content system, you're going to make way more money with 10K followers than 100K followers. So that's a complete different story of like how someone with 10K followers makes way more money than 100K. And there's actually an inverse relationship with this, because the person with 10K followers will make more money than a person with 100K followers if the 10K person follows the content strategies and the 100K person just posts brain rot and viral content. Because if you think about it, this is exactly what I would say. The person with 100K followers posting brain rot is going to make probably 10K, maybe. The person with 10K followers will make 100K, most certainly. Once again, these two reasons. I hope this video helped you, and I apologize once again if the structure of this video was not ideal. My whole purpose here, guys, if you're a coach, consultant, operator, is to help you with some value, as much value as I can provide. I never gatekeep anything, and that is a fact. If you don't believe me, you can watch my other videos. And if you are an online coach, a consultant that has an online presence, that's been posting content, maybe struggling in some sense, and you just want someone to hold you accountable and put you in the right direction and work with you on a done with you basis, there's a link in the description that I want you to follow, and in there you can apply for a partnership, and I'll personally reach out to you if I think things align.